Salutations to all our future judges. In this video, we are going to see how to get outstanding scores in judicial exams part 3. Two parts have already been published. Those who have not seen those two parts, please watch those two parts and continue watching this third part so that you get the continuity of what has been stated in all the parts. And in this part, specifically, a sample mathematical scorecard is given for self-evaluation. A mathematical way in which you can derive your capabilities and skills. In addition to this, there are various videos which have already been published pertaining to the preparation for preliminary exam and main exam of the civil judge. By seeing the slide in the screen, you can get a quick recap of the stages to be crossed for getting outstanding scores in judicial exams. We have already completed stage 1 and stage 2. Those who have not seen those videos, kindly watch those videos. Then you can watch this third part so that it's helpful for you to get the continuity. Now we'll be completing stage 3 in this video. Now let us see the continuation of how to shatter the mental block. The next aspect is always try to be consistent. Being routine can shatter any mental block. Imagine a person is fully capable or skilled, but if he is inconsistent, it will not fetch anything even if he is highly capable. So ensure that you are consistent, because your mind will get practice of being on a routine schedule and it will shatter all the blocks. Next aspect is there may be some candidates who find it difficult to start a work, or they may find it difficult to continue in a consistent manner. For example, they'll start a work, they'll start studying, but they won't be in a position to continue it for a longer time. So in all these cases, I'll just give you a very simple way in which you can resolve this problem. First, always start with small target. Say for example, 5 minutes on the first day. Then you can increase it to 10 minutes on the second day, 15 minutes on the third day, 20 minutes on the fourth day. Or alternatively, you can fix like I'll study for half an hour for 1 week at a particular time. Imagine you're sitting for half an hour, say from morning 7 to 7:30. First week you can continue the same pattern. You can study for half an hour for the first week. Then in the second week, you can increase it to 1 hour. And on the third week, you can increase it for 1.5 hours. You can either do this on a daily basis or a weekly basis, or even on a monthly basis if that is convenient to you. This will ensure that your conviction to study will get strengthened. Next, I'm going to give you a very useful and a very practical tip which has been used by many successful IAS candidates for shattering this mental block. They call it as mirroring principle. Mirroring principle is a place where you can see yourself, what you're doing and what type of person you are and how you spend your time. Because as I already stated, life is equal to time. The more time you spend for something, it determines your character. So in this mirroring principle, you will come to know how you spend your time and what for you spend your time. Let me give you an example. Take a diary, put the date on it, and then you start writing like this. Slept from 9:30 p.m. to morning 6 p.m. From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. read newspaper. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. watched movie. It could be anything what you did. As simple as that. You need to write what you did. Even for example, if you say like you spent 5 minutes without doing anything, you need to mention that as well. Each and every minute in a 24 hours should be recorded. Then you see this recorded paper, you'll come to know where your time is being lost or what kind of work you are doing which determines your character. Let me give you an example. If a person is watching movie for say 5 to 6 hours a day, then it means his involvement or his interest is more towards entertainment. So that person has to chop that time. Maybe he can spend for 2 hours. He can spend 2 hours for entertainment. Balance time he can spend for studies. So this would be very helpful for determining the time which you spend for your studies. Now, let us see the sample mathematical scorecard for self-evaluation. This mathematical scorecard will be very helpful for you in evaluation of yourself. Now, let us see what are the benefits of this mathematical scorecard. First thing is, we will be measuring the qualities which are generally not measurable. For example, focus. You are giving a numerical value for this quality, and concentration and ability to sit for long hours. These are few examples. And one more good thing is, or the benefit is, you can identify the qualities which are required for sure success in judicial exams. And the next is, it will give you a scope to convert the table according to your own personal requirement. For example, a skill which you feel you don't have, you can include that in the quality. A skill which you feel like you are 100% sure or you have the quality for sure, then you need not include that in the quality. And next is, here there are various factors which involve to make a quality. For example, the time input what you give and the output you derive out of the time what you are given and the quality with which you are getting the output. Everything is counted and correlated in this table. Next is identification of weak and strong points with precision. Now you'll be giving points for each and weak or strong point you possess. So it determines the output will be consolidated. And next is ability to convert the scorecard into graphical form if required. Now after determining these points, you can even convert this into a graph. This will help you determine how much you have succeeded. You can either do it on a day basis or you can take this count on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis depending on your requirement. Another benefit of this mathematical scorecard is that one-time finalization of the scorecard will give a lifetime benefit for you. Once you have finalized the scorecard, you can use it for any form of exams or competitive exams or even for your regular exams. This will be absolutely helpful and this will give you a clear idea as to what you possess or how much improvement you have done. All these aspects can be measured on a numerical basis. Now, let us see what are the prerequisite conditions for this mathematical scorecard, which is for self-evaluation. Now, you need to determine what are all the qualities which are required for success in judicial exams. However, in this sample, what I provided, I've taken only one quality to give you an idea as to how you have to determine or how you have to give a numerical value to all those qualities. It is very essential that you need to consider all the essential qualities for getting success in the judicial exams. There are various videos which I have provided in this channel which will give you an absolute guidance in determining the qualities which are required or the aspects which are expected in the judicial exams. Second aspect is, this entire scorecard is based on assumptions. The candidates can alter the input factors or even qualities according to their personal requirement or skill set. If you want to alter this, you can very well alter this, and you can alter the quality, you can alter the measurement what you give, you can alter the points what you give. It is absolutely flexible. Next is, you please have a notebook to note down the requisite points. After completion of this video, try to prepare a mathematical scorecard for yourself using the pattern which has been provided. Now, let us see what are the common assumptions which have been taken into consideration. Let us assume there are 10 qualities which are required for succeeding in the judicial exam. So one quality gives you 10 points, then in that case 10 quality gives you 100 points. Now, let us assume that an individual candidate has only one of these qualities, and that quality is studying for long hours and is having the capability to complete certain number of sections. As you all know, this is a basic necessity for a judicial aspirant. The third assumption is that we are assuming that a person is sitting in a place for minimum 5 hours continuously and is completing 10 sections. So we are assuming that sitting for 5 hours and completing 10 sections gives you complete or 100% points. In that case, 5 hours will give you 10 points and 10 sections will give you 10 points. Altogether, you get 20 points for this quality A or the first quality. Now, let us come to the fourth assumption. In this case, let us assume that a person can sit for 1 hour and he can complete only one section within that 1 hour, then he gets 3 points. 2 points for sitting for 1 hour and 1 point for completing one section. And if a candidate can sit for only 2 hours and complete only 4 sections, then calculation will be 2 hours plus 4 sections. That is, he'll get 8 points on 20 points. So this would give you an idea as to how you should make the calculations. Now let us go for the fifth assumption. Now we are going to see the weak or negative aspects where you will get negative marks. If the candidate can sit for 2 hours but he can focus for only 1 hour, then 2 points will be deducted. That is, he will get only just 2 points. Sixth assumption is, if a candidate cannot cover even one section within 1 hour or 2 hours, as the case may be, he will get 0 points. Because he is sitting but there is no benefit of that sitting, then he will get 0 points. Now let us go for the seventh assumption, which is a positive point or a bonus point, based on the time impact. If the candidate can complete 2 hours portion in just 1 hour, then the candidate gets 2 points additional. That is, altogether he gets 4 points. In case the candidate can complete 2 hours portion in just half an hour, he will get additional 3 points. That is 5 points. So now you'll get a clear idea. If you are doing something negative, marks get deducted. If you are performing better, you get more marks. And it is based on time input. So this will give you a clear idea. And this will cover all the aspects, positive and negative aspects, and the output aspect. So this will give a complete all-around score for your self-evaluation. Now let us see the specific case assumptions. I'm taking one candidate where he's sitting for 3 hours but can focus only for 1 hour and covers 3 sections. Now the calculation is like this. He's sitting for 3 hours, so he's getting 6 points. He's covering 3 sections, so he's again getting 3 points. He can focus only for 1 hour, so he's getting minus 4 points. Because he cannot focus for 2 hours, that 4 points will get deducted. Now the total score will be 6 plus 3 minus 4, which is 5 points. Now let us try to put these values in our mathematical scorecard table, which I have provided. Now what you see is the sample mathematical scorecard table for self-evaluation. There are 5 columns in this. One is serial number, description of quality, score obtained, bonus or negative score, and maximum score. So if you see these scores improving, for example, with the maximum score is, in this case it is 200 and you obtained only 5. And imagine where a candidate is obtaining 10 or maybe 20 or 100. So every time you evaluate using the scorecard, your score has to improve. If it is improving, it means that you are growing and your ability is improving. And in case if it is going on a negative way, then it means you are not putting sufficient effort. So this scorecard is very helpful in getting a sure shot success in the judicial exams or any other competitive exams, or even professional courses what you are writing, or even your normal exams where you are competing. If you like the video, please press the thumbs up button and also the subscribe channel. Do share the video with your friends and help them come up in their life. Your comments are most welcome in this channel. If you feel that I've left something out, or if you want me to put a video on a specific subject, please do post all those aspects in the comment. I'll try to post a video, or I'll try to respond to your comment. Let us join hands together and contribute for a learned society. Thank you.